Folks, today I will be giving you my rating, my spoiler-free and my spoiler review for James Gunn's Superman, which I got to see over the weekend. So, let's just start. I gave this movie, straight up, 10 out of 10. But it's not because it's a perfect movie, necessarily. There are problems I have with this movie. There are problems that a lot of people are going to have with this movie. It's objectively not a perfect movie. It feels like a 10 out of 10. It's just so good that to me, despite its flaws, despite the problems I personally have with it, it is perfect. Despite not being perfect. One of my favorite things about this movie is it just feels like you're reading a comic book. The characters, the plot, the dialogue, the costumes, the setting, everything just feels like you are reading a 5-issue miniseries of a comic book. There are so few comic book movies that truly feel like comic books. Another one of my favorite parts about this movie is Iron Man, Man of Steel. Both of those movies feel like they start a universe. They are movies that are made to begin a universe, and they are the first heroes. They are the first events that take place in that timeline, despite, some stuff that happened before Iron Man, some stuff that happened before Superman, but you know what I mean. Unlike Man of Steel or Iron Man, rather than feeling like a movie that begins and births a universe, it feels like a movie that takes place in a universe that has already existed for hundreds of years, which is such a cool feeling. It's very similar to like Star Wars. This universe has existed for years and years, for hundreds of years. And there's a lot of questions you're going to have about it, and not all of them, most of them aren't going to be answered in this movie. But it does the world building it needs to for this film, because this movie is about one story that takes place in this universe. And it does that very well. And I'm very happy that they took the lived-in-universe approach rather than starting a new universe, rather than this film birthing a new universe, basically. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I'll talk about just Lex Luthor in a second, but honestly, the entire cast was so amazing. Obviously, Nicholas Hoult was a highlight, so was David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan. All the three main characters, I would say, all did very well. The entire Justice Gang was great. Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, amazing. Mr. Terrific, so unexpectedly good. He's a much bigger part of the movie than you expect, and he's such a good part of it too. I love Mr. Terrific in this movie. I would say, from what I can tell, all the characters in this movie are accurate. Superman, Lex, Lois, all three of those super comic accurate. Love them. Can't say much about the engineer. I hear a lot that from Guy Gardner fans and Nathan Fillion, super accurate. I don't know much about... I don't read much Hawkgirl stuff. I don't know a whole lot about Hawkgirl, but and also, she doesn't get a lot to do in this movie. That's one of my gripes. But it's... she gets enough. She has one really good moment. She has one really good moment that makes her being in the movie worth it. And yeah, everyone's just super accurate. It doesn't feel overstuffed. I see a lot of people complaining that it feels overstuffed. I don't get that feeling from this movie. It honestly feels like it could have helped with being a little longer. I don't feel like there was too many characters or anything, though. And I don't feel like they were too over or underutilized. I feel like they were pretty well... They fit into the story well enough. What else? Lex Luthor. Wow, Lex Luthor. He is such a hater in this movie. He does some crazy things. I'll talk more in depth in the spoiler section, but he might be the biggest hater we've had in a comic book movie ever. I can't think of anyone else who even comes close. The power scaling in this movie, it's so comic booky, dude. James Gunn said he was like toning down Superman's strength, that he was going to try to have a weaker Superman, and he wasn't going to try to go too high with the power scaling. That's bullshit. That's just, he's just lying. He's lying. This is probably the second strongest Superman under Smallville Superman, who fucking Smallville Superman pushed away his son. A planet. It was a planet. But yeah, Superman 2025, David Cornswell Superman, probably second. I haven't watched Superman and Lois. So Superman and Lois might be above two, because I know that's a show and they do a lot. And I'm talking about specifically live action versions. Obviously, animation and comics. Obviously, comics are going to be the strongest, but animation probably there's Superman's above him. And so yeah, I would say Superman 25 at least number 3, probably number 2. There could be arguments about number 1, honestly. Lex, mind power scaling, super high, super crazy. There's strength power scaling in this movie that's super good, and also just like brain, like smarts power scaling. And this is the smartest Lex Luthor we've ever had. That's just a fact. That's just true. The romance in this movie between Superman and Lois, done very well. I love it. Big fan of it. What else do I have to talk about that's non-spoilers? The cinematography, the color grading I really like. Crypto's obviously cool. Like Crypto. I do have a little problem. This isn't a problem with the movie, but more about the marketing. I feel like the trailer showed a little bit too much. It didn't spoil the plot or anything, but every major plot point, there was part of it shown in the trailers, which I don't think that should be done, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I didn't mind too much. It didn't ruin the movie. It doesn't ruin the plot. But yeah, I think that's it for non-spoilers, so I can get into spoilers quickly, which will probably be shorter. I just want to start with Lex Luthor's hating. Okay. Spoiler warning. Spoilers are starting now. Spoilers are starting now. Click off the video if you have not seen this movie. Go. Okay. Spoilers. Starting with Lex Luthor. Lex fucking Luthor. Holy shit, he's such a hater in this movie. Oh my god. What does he do? He kills a guy in front of Superman. He just kills a guy. He just fucking kills a random guy who gave Superman falafel once, just so he could question Superman. Just fucking bang. This might be the most ruthless villain we've had in a long time. He's a hater. He starts the war with Baravia and Jarhanpur, just as an excuse to kill Superman. Dude, he does so much. He kidnaps Superman's dog, tortures him, and threatens to kill him. That's fucking crazy. He just does so much. He does everything he can to kill Superman. He clones him. Dude, that one scene at the end. 1A. Oh my god. That was so Lex Luthor. His fucking speech about Galileo and Superman. Oh, dude. I was watching the scene in the theaters, and all that could go through my mind was that's fucking Lex Luthor. Holy crap, dude. David Cornswell as Superman, obviously amazing. There was never any question that he would be amazing. The cameo from Kara at the end was good. I like that. It kind of sets up for Woman of Tomorrow a little bit. I like that. I like that the post-credit scene isn't set up for any movie. It's not teasing any movie. Even though the scene with Kara is kind of set up, but it's not teasing anything. It's just a nice moment. I like that the post-credit scene aren't teasing anything. They're not saying, "Oh, go watch this movie next." They're just, they're just funny post-credit scene. Sort of like early MCU, like the Avengers post-credit scene. Dude, can we talk for a second about Hawkgirl just fucking killing Netanyahu? And obviously, Bravia as Israel. Obviously. I try not to get political on this channel, but it's made pretty obvious, I think. And James Gunn denied it. But also, if he didn't deny it, I think David Zaslav is a huge fucking Zionist. So if he didn't deny it, he'd get fired. But it's very obvious, I think. But I'm not going to talk about it too much. But I think that Hawkgirl moment, very good. I love the transition when he falls and Steve Lombard puts the fucking Advil in the water. I like that transition. What else do I like? What else is good here? There's a lot good here. I'm just trying to think, because I saw the movie on Saturday. And I'm just going off my thoughts right now. I didn't write anything down because I don't want to... I want my thoughts to be genuine, not written out. What else in spoilers can I talk about? the clone stuff, I think Ultraman almost certainly coming back as Bizarro. Surely. That black hole is going to lead to, like, some blocky dimension that's going to be like Bizarro World, and then he's going to come back all twisted and weird, and he's going to be Bizarro. Almost certainly. There's no way that's not setting that up. There's no way. The power scaling. I can talk about this more specifically now. Superman using his breath to pull himself and 3 other living things out of a black hole while in a fucking antimatter pool that's supposed to be tearing him apart. While he has kryptonite poisoning, dude. That is the best live action Superman I think we've had. Like Superman pushing away the planet, but it's a black hole. And he has kryptonite poisoning. And he has 3 other things he's pulling out. It's gotta be the best feat we've had from a live action Superman, surely. Anybody who thinks this Superman is weaker than Cavill Superman is coping. Cavill Superman doesn't have anything even close to this. Maybe like the world engines, I don't think so. Cavill wasn't kryptonite poisoned. What else is there? Lex's fucking brain power scaling and Mr. Terrific. Lex recreated the Big Bang in his fucking basement? Excuse me, to make a pocket dimension? That's an insane feat. That's an insane intellectual feat. That is unquestionably the smartest Lex Luthor we've ever had. Mr. Terrific being able to close the rift just with his fucking he just did it. He's a goat. He's a goat, by the way. I love Mr. Terrific in this movie. He's a genius. I hope they make a Terrific show. I really hope they make a Mr. Terrific show. Following the Terrifics, which I think is his team. I don't know. I haven't read much of Mr. Terrific. I will after this movie. What else? There was something I was just thinking about that I was going to bring up. I would say it's coming to me. It's coming to me. I like Metamorpho. Metamorpho is a big plus in this movie. I love Metamorpho. And what else is there? I cried twice during this movie, my first viewing. I've watched it 3 times now. I cried twice. On my first viewing, the first time I cried was when the little kid in Jahanpur was holding up the flag and just whispering, Superman, Superman, Superman. That was such a good moment. And I'm actually going to talk about that moment in a second, and Guy Gardner showing up. I'm going to talk about that after I talk about the second moment that made me cry, which is at the very end. I'm a punk. The song, the needle drop, and Superman's parents, Pa and Ma. That was just such a good moment. And despite me not liking the Jor-El being evil thing, I do enjoy that scene very much. And that almost was enough to make me okay with the change. Back to Jahanpur. I see a lot of people complaining that Guy Gardner showed up, that Superman didn't show up. Oh, you should have had Superman show up. It would have been a better moment. But I think that is one of the best moments in the movie because Guy Gardner shows up. It shows Superman inspiring the Justice Gang to be better, to inspire hope. He inspires them to inspire hope. He inspires them to interfere where they're not supposed to be. He inspires them to truly be focused on saving lives, as many lives as possible, and I think that is such a great moment. Also, Guy fucking aura farms like crazy in that battle. It's peak. And I think that's it. I did mention that I don't like Jor-El's and Lara. I don't like that change. I'm not a big fan. I don't hate it as much as some people do, but I understand why people hate it. I even understand if it would ruin the movie for some people. It doesn't ruin the movie for me. It doesn't even come close to ruining the movie for me, but I understand why it would ruin it for some people. In fact, I did consider knocking it down to a 9, just because of that change, but I kept it at a 10 because it's just such a good movie. It feels like a 10. To me, this is my favorite comic book movie of all time, and it is James Gunn's best comic book movie. And unless something changes on my next few viewings, it'll stay that way. Thank you for watching. This video marks a change in my channel. I will be doing more comic book focused videos. Every Wednesday I will be reviewing comic books. Monday and Friday I will be uploading more. I don't know about that, but my channel will be much more comic book focused. Every video will probably be more likely about comic books because gaming just doesn't fit me much. So yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!